welcome to an introduction on the three major sins. Actually, they're more like failings, and I'm going to teach you it today. Just to give you a background of who I am and what I do, I am actually a Reiki healer. I have a bachelor's degree in economics. I've taken several sociology and psychology classes. I actually have another spiritual background besides Christianity as well. So just to give you an idea of what's up with the world today and how to fix it, we're going to walk through the three different sins or failings. So first of all, I just wanted to give you a heads up. The three failings are the three A's, like Alcohol Anonymous, stuff like that. These are the three A's. First one is arrogance, second one is aggression, and third one is avarice. So these are the ones that are at the core, creating the core problems. So first of all, we're going to talk about avarice because a lot of people don't understand that definition in its entirety. Actually, if you look it up in the dictionary, it says an act of extreme greed. Now, we have always had the saying, money is the root of all evil. This applies actually to any type of greed. And when people are so obsessed with something, they commit avarice. Avarice is a sin because what happens is it's based upon the systems of checks and balances. Everybody in this world has a certain level that they need to operate in order to become highly adept adults. And if you don't have these needs met when you're a child, and you don't reconcile with it when you are a young adult or teenager or whatever, it becomes a serious problem. In fact, there's also another saying that rich people don't go to heaven. That's wrong. Actually, it's greedy people don't go to heaven. People who care more about themselves than their other people, they take from other people that causes that other person to be detrimentally impaired, or harmed in some sort of way. Because if you believe in the 12 judges that exist in heaven, they judge based upon these three major groups. So next off is aggression. Any type of physical, mental, or spiritual aggression is a sin. Just to give you an example, physical aggression, everybody knows about that. You kill somebody, you beat the crap out of somebody, you break a leg, break an arm. Mental aggression is where you maliciously intend to demoralize that person or ruin that person, not necessarily based upon social status, but when another large group of people demoralize you and it affects you to the point that you are killed, then that is actually a sin. And then spiritual aggression, a lot of people don't talk about this, but there is one. It's either making people feel like they're not worthy to be a child of God, or to the point where that person feels that they're evil when in fact they didn't do anything wrong, that kind of thing. And I know a lot of children in the old days were abused and battered spiritually because they thought that they were a piece of trash. And in fact, that continues in many churches today. That in fact, I know a preacher guy, he actually said that in one of his sermons, He says, God, forgive us for being filthy rags. And we are actually not filthy rags. We are imperfect people. We are striving to be perfect. That perfection is actually realized in Japanese religion. Christianity is more of a forgiveness type, but we strive to become more perfect because Jesus actually told us that we need to stop doing those wrong things. He forgives us, but then we need to stop. The third one is arrogance. And there is a famous passage in the Christian Bible that says, pride becometh before a fall. It also talks about the number one angel in heaven who was next to God, like God, and he was kicked out of heaven because he pretended to be God. Wow, apparently he didn't like that. But pride is a serious issue. There are people, it's a minor sin, but it covers a broad spectrum. Because if you think you are better than somebody, you are going to pretend to be somebody you're not, gain social status, tell somebody that since you're richer, then you're better than somebody else. Tell somebody that since you had been here longer, that you are more perfect. And that is not true. Everybody goes through their life path, and they all need to realize that respect is the number one thing, I believe, that the judges think is important. When you think about somebody else, you did wrong, but you thought about, hey, if I don't do this thing wrong, will I damage this other person for the rest of his life? You know, it's like when we lie. Lying is wrong. But angels actually tell a half-truth, believe it or not, because they don't want to affect you negatively. And so those are the 3 sins. If we solved all those sins, like Joe Schmo down here, who thought arrogance was not supposed to be a sin. By the way, social status, when you abuse your social status and you don't have the responsibility to be at that social status level, I kind of believe that's a sin. If you want to put your comments on here as to whether or not that is a sin, feel free to leave it in the comment section.